The year is 1980. The place? Southeast London, England. A UFO was witnessed by multiple witnesses hovering in the sky for over 1 hour. The object then accelerated and disappeared vertically. On December 15, 1980, at about 16:07 hours, the witness, Timothy Good, was walking back to his apartment when he witnessed something unusual in the sky. The witness stated,
"Walking back to my flat in southeast London on the 15th of December 1980. My attention was drawn to a bright star-like object in the cloudless sky, which appeared to be motionless at an elevation of about 65 degrees to 75 degrees. The time, I noted, was 4:07 p.m., realizing that it was in the wrong position for Venus. I considered the possibility that it might have been a balloon or an aircraft reflecting the last rays of the sun, but naturally wondered if it could have been a UFO. I dashed the remaining distance back home, where I intended observing the object through my refractor telescope and taking photographs and movie film if necessary. I opened all the windows and scanned the sky, but there was no sign of anything apart from a few distant airliners. The time was now about 4:15 p.m.
The next day, the witness received information from a Kentish Times reporter that at least 40 witnesses had observed the same object. Peter McSherry, clerk for works for Lovell, advised the following.
The object was first seen at 3 p.m. directly above the site. He told me and was apparently motionless. Shortly afterward, an aircraft was seen passing below the object, and the UFO proceeded to move across the sky and stop. After a while, a puff of vapor emitted from the object, which then began to move slowly across toward the east, where it again remained stationary. Mr. McSherry fetched his 20x binoculars and was then able to see that the object was of an elongated triangular shape, with a reddish-orange nose, silvery body, and diamond blue rear section, with its nose pointing southeast. He estimated the object's altitude to be 50.000 feet, which can only be very approximate since its size was not known. The UFO then turned over on its axis and pointed the nose toward the west. Another puff of vapor appeared, and in seconds it had traversed the 76 December 1980-77 sky and returned to its original position directly above the site. At 3:20 p.m. it turned over on its axis again and moved slowly across the sky. By this time at least 40 people, including hospital engineers as well as workmen from Lovells, were observing the object, which remained stationary in the west. At 3:35 p.m. it turned on its axis yet again and shot off toward the moon at fantastic speed. Eventually, it returned to the east where it remained until 4 p.m., at which time it turned on its axis and, emitting a puff of vapor from its tail section, accelerated at thousands of miles per hour and returned to its original position above the site. At 4:15 p.m. the nose was pointing toward the west, but it then turned upward and seemed to divide into two distinct objects which took off vertically, leaving two vapor trails for a moment before disappearing.
A low magnification video of the incident surfaced which shows an unknown object in the sky. Although the object is indistinct, the record comments of the witnesses as they describe its maneuvers are invaluable. Obviously, something was observed in this incident. The object moved in such a manner that negates the possibility of a balloon or the planet Venus. If military in origin, then the object had capabilities way beyond 1980's expected capabilities, or even of currently known technologies of 2021.